right, guys, welcome back to the Vecoplan virtual podcast. We are post I Sigma here and had some time to regather ourselves and found a local Canadian that was willing to join us this week. And so we'll appreciate you coming on with us. And obviously, Canada, hockey, USA was brutal for y'all. But then the but then the playoffs has been brutal for all of us except for my wife. So, but
That's
yeah, man. So
funny.
welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much, Stephen and Austin. I appreciate you having me on here. And it's funny because when I was in San Diego for the conference and speaking to all the Americans there, everybody did bring up the hockey game, the U.S. Canada hockey game. So congratulations to you all there. But my
Yeah.
condolences to Stephen. Last night, your team got bumped out, had a 3-1 lead with 3 minutes left, coughed it up, and lost it in overtime. So I know you're feeling a little down today.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. It'd be nice to find the Western Conference Finals again, but here we are, so
there
it'll be
you
okay.
go. Well, you guys are in Carolina, and you got Carolina still in there. They're looking great,
Let's
so hopefully
go.
that'll work out for you. And I appreciate you having me on here. I made sure I had my Vecco playing gear
There
ready
you
to rock
go.
for the hat that you gave me last time we were golfing, so I appreciate that.
Yeah,
It
man.
was
Appreciate it.
yeah, it was great seeing you guys out in San Diego. I had a good conference out there. It was awesome getting a chance to golf with the group you put together. That was a great time. You plan on doing that again next year?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
as long as we're all still here, we'll keep doing it. But yeah, brother, that's always the goal. Absolutely. We've been doing that now, kind of took up the flag. We had the Veco playing golf tournament as the main sponsor, but we've kind of changed that up with how we do our sponsorship, which I think is a good time, but still think some deals get done on the course and try and take some good customers and key customers and fun places and do things, and that's a nice affordability of the job and being able to help people out. So yeah, had a good time with that. I think it was good group, and so that was a good time. And then yeah, man, obviously with San Diego, it was beautiful. I don't think we could have asked for better weather. For being back outside with the truck lot is always something that's a little bit concerning, whether or not you're gonna have good weather, and weather was perfect. So yeah, that worked out really good, and got to see a lot of people I felt like hadn't been to shows in a long time.
Uh,
I think it's been, I can't remember how many years. I want to say it's like 15 or 16 since it's actually been in California. I was trying to rack my brain on that, but yeah, so definitely some people that, hadn't been coming to iSigma events, out there in Cali. Was nice to see some of them, and a lot of people I've been working on or getting traction with in our territory. So that, yeah, it was a really solid event.
awesome. And you
So
guys
yeah.
knocked it out of the park then, because you still got some golf in with the group, and then you guys sponsored the boat cruise at the beginning, and I thought that was an amazing, networking event. We had a great time out there as a group, so kudos to you guys for that. That was a great plan, and I think you knocked it out of the park with that one. And like I said, still got a bit of golf in, so works for
Yeah,
everybody.
man. Yeah, the yacht was awesome, man. I mean, you know it's good when you had so much fun. I don't even have any pictures. I'm like looking through my phone. I didn't take a single picture because I was just talking. Everybody was networking the whole time. I mean, the boat was buzzing for sure. It was really cool just sailing around the harbor. So shout out to the marketing team putting that together and picking us up right there from the dock at the hotel and getting on there, shimmying around and having a good time. But Orlando next year, I mean, we'll have to play golf again. What else are we gonna do, right?
Yeah,
Unless we go to
absolutely.
Disney or something like that.
We
Yeah,
brought
Epcot
some.
around the world, we I think that might be too much booze for everybody if we did that.
Well, we brought the golf attire for you, so we'll have to do a rematch next time we're together there, Steven, and get the Canada versus
Yeah,
US going
yeah,
again on
Yeah,
the golf
man.
course because that was awesome.
Yeah, great
And
groups,
absolutely.
great camaraderie, man, and just getting to mix it up. Not because everybody's not playing with the same guys all the time, right? You get to meet new people and really share business and see what's going on in the industry, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. And
absolutely.
we had some great conversations out there. I mean, there was a lot of sort of trending topics. A lot of people were, AI was very popular. That was kind of one of the trending and popular topics at the show this year. I don't know if you guys, sat through the keynote Jay Samit, but he had some pretty interesting stuff on there. And I think he was kind of trying to prove to the point, all the service providers out there, the opportunity available with, the e-waste and recycling that's going to be required as these data centers continue to grow and AI continues to grow. One of the things I thought was pretty wild that I took from that, not too long ago, insurance companies, they didn't want to be insuring, self-driving vehicles. And his stick is that he swears in, the next 10 years that it's going to be illegal to drive your own car. He thinks that everything will be self-driven, and insurance on, driving your own vehicle is going to be so high that everything's just going to be moved to self-driven. And at first I was like, you're crazy. What are you talking about? And then as I started thinking about it that night, I think his timeline's a little short, but I mean, I think we could see stuff like that happening down the road, and it's just wild to think about.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
when you put it in perspective, me and Austin fly a lot, right? So,
Yep.
they were talk, I know so many people that, in my family or whatever, never flown, never, done whatever. And but we just do it as second nature. And the reality is it's way safer to fly in a plane than it is to ride in a car. And it was
Yeah.
funny, the movie Aviator was on the other day. Leonardo DiCaprio is one of those movies that just kind of sucks you in. You got to watch it. And you kind of think back to that early, right? Like early, first commercial travel, right? And TWA, they had that plane crash, and they in the movie they show where like they land, they
Yeah.
grounded his entire fleet, 40 planes overnight, boom, on the ground. You can't do it anymore. I just saw where they grounded all these Waymos somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just totally ironic, that we're having this conversation, but they
Yeah.
grounded all these Waymos because this Waymo drove off, but to the point of they've made commercial flying so safe now that it's 10 times safer. And it's awful when something happens because it's a larger number of people and it's a big problem and obviously
Yeah.
devastating travesty. But when you talk about the number of people in planes day in, day out, comparative to, the amount of people that have car accidents and deaths that happen that way. So yeah, man, there is something to that. I wouldn't be surprised if, like I think you're right. The timeline's probably a little short. I think there's probably a longer time span to have on that. But yeah, no, I mean, AI is a huge thing, right? I mean, whether we realize it or not, we had one of our previous, with Jeff Cohn, and we were talking about that. There's so many things in your everyday life. It's already been integrated to it, and you just don't really know, like Siri and all those things. Like those are
Mhm.
early types of AI, and so you're already using it in a lot of ways, and a lot of us now use it more than ever. I know we use it.
Yep.
And so it is something, and yeah, that e-waste stuff are obviously and is moving in that direction. So, and I know you guys are doing some cool stuff with that, with containers and having,
Yep.
storage containers now. So tell us more about what you guys got going on with e-waste containers, stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Because you're right. That was, big part of the conversations. And we've had more and more customers reaching out to us as they look to diversify, you know, companies that are doing paper shredding. It just, makes sense to get into e-waste, electronics, destruction. So, we launched our 175-gallon container this year. It was actually launched at the show. It's our largest container within our catalog. And the industry's just been asking over the last, year or two, as we're seeing more of our customers diversify into e-waste. They more and more requests, I guess, just came up for a larger container that they could use for collecting hard drives, CPUs, laptops, whatever that may be. So we launched that one at the conference actually, and it's taken off quite well. It's been pretty popular. And before that, we had other options for e-waste collection and ITAD. Um, all of our Pedigree series carts, our 64s and 96s, they all have the option to accommodate both paper as well as hard drives, e-waste. So we have options for all of that. One of the really neat options, though, that we do provide for e-waste and hard drives is our retriever cart. And it's a bit of a unique one. It's 66 gallons. It's just got a bit of a different look than the typical shred cart, so it kind of differentiates itself from the shredding carts for paper. And yeah, it's become really popular as ITAD and e-waste starts to grow. It's, a 3-wheel container, so it's great for ergonomics. It's stackable with the wheels on, and I think that's one of the biggest selling points with that container. So
Mm.
if transportation or storage is an issue, you can stack these bad boys up with the wheels still on, throw them in the truck in your warehouse, transfer them to your customer's location a lot easier. So that one's been pretty popular. And
And
yeah,
those and kind of really like kind of expanding on some of that, like, a lot of these cards you're saying, hey, it's versatile. Really, all you guys end up doing, right, is kind of changing the slotting to be able to, so the cut for those slottings are different. So
yep,
a paper slot's gonna be narrower, whereas a hard drive slot is going to be a little bit wider, but it's also going to be a little shorter too, right? It's not going to
yep.
be as wide as the paper slot, basically.
Exactly, that's correct. And then within those slots, we refer to them as diverters, and it's basically just protection to stop hands from getting in those paper slots or those hard drive slots. So, yep, just a modified slot depending on what you're using the cart for. And then within that's going to be different diverters, just offering extra security, prevent any hands from prying in there. And yeah, like I said, it's been growing and growing. We still sell, more containers for paper, but we're seeing the container side for
Mm.
e-waste and ITAD is consistently growing, and you kind of see things going in that direction. So, as
Yeah,
the
and I think I
industry
remember
expands, you
that.
want to grow with it.
Yeah, and I think I remember that. It's called the Pedigree series, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember those. They're a little bit more of like a square container, right? It's
You
kind of
may
more
be you
square.
might be thinking about the retriever one that I was just talking about. So
Yeah,
the
the
retriever
retrievers,
one's a bit more
retrievers.
square, and
Right.
that is
Yeah.
great option for hard drive. It's got that third wheel on the front, so it's great for
Right.
maneuverability.
And for
Our
weight,
pedigree
right? For the load,
series, yep,
so
absolutely.
it's easier to push because the hard drives are going to weigh more in paper.
Yeah,
Exactly. I think
for
it's got
sure.
8 inch. It's got some bigger, beefier wheels, the rubber wheels, things like that.
Yeah.
Which I'm just kind of thinking, with the Vecos, kind of blending these in here, all that closet storage is something we do take a lot of pride in, right?
Yeah.
Um, Trying to work some R&D into where, because those Vecos, they can kind of double as a box truck and a shred truck, right? We can deliver a ton of equipment. So if you can stack them with the wheels on, that's just saving even more time on the other console. But
Yeah.
these hard drive ones, man, trying to think of a way, I'm almost thinking some sort of winch system on the side for the closet where you could get those suckers up because they fit right in there.
Yeah.
Or maybe even a lift gate on the side. I think a winch would save a little bit of weight, but man, that'd be cool. We should work
Yeah.
together on that.
I was going to say after this we can jump on and have some further conversations, and but
Yeah.
yeah, the retriever's a great option for that. Like you said, storage. All the time I have customers call me and they want to know what the width and depth of the carts are because they want to know how many they can fit in the side storage of your trucks and stuff like that. So it's something that we look at and we can work with you as well. Offer dimensions of the carts. So, some customers contact us and say, hey, we need to be able to fit 396s side by side or 296s side by side. And that's all stuff that we can work with you on. And
That's when you
so,
tell
yeah,
them to buy a
kind of
Veco.
going back to, pardon me.
That's when you tell them to buy a Veco.
Yeah, yeah, there you
Won't have
go.
any problems
Absolutely.
there.
And kind of going back to our pedigree series cards, because some of the other stuff that we're seeing trending in the market is I mean, people are always looking at ergonomics, and more customers are moving towards a 4-wheel cart versus the standard 2-wheel option. And we used to do what everyone else was doing. We would just slap casters on the front of a 2-wheel cart. But about 5 years ago, we went back to the drawing board and we redesigned the front of that cart so that it was specifically designed to be a 4-wheel cart. And we raised the front corners, and we basically designed what we call caster pockets that allow for a larger caster without resulting in the bin tipping. And it just really helps with ergonomics. So the drivers aren't, those 96-gallon carts when they're completely full. You guys are probably familiar. Those they get heavy. So
Oh yeah.
it's nice if you have those extra wheels on there. You're not tipping the cart back. It's a lot nicer for moving them around. So that's one of the things we are seeing. We're seeing a lot of our customers move away from the 2-wheel carts and moving towards the 3-wheel and 4-wheel cart for ergonomics.
Gotcha.
Um, on the console side of things, like the wooden cabinet style of consoles, we're seeing a lot of customers move away from the traditional bag and hook system and moving towards inserts. it just really helps speed up the service time and process. So that's another thing that we're seeing. And I mean, for the last 30 years, we've typically provided consoles with bag and hook in there, and that's what everybody wanted. And I mean, we've offered different options throughout the years for inserts and ways to speed up collection. Um, Sometimes it's difficult to get people to sway from what they're used to, and it's what they've always done. But I think everyone's seen enough time studies to realize that there is a lot of time savings in moving towards an insert versus the bag. You're not getting down on one knee and trying to reach that back hook and whatnot. So stuff like that, anything that can speed up the service time, self-closing locks, those inserts. We're just seeing a lot of customers moving towards that. Time is money, and if they can service 100 consoles in the time they used to service 75, then why not move in that direction? So yeah.
Absolutely.
How about you guys?
Absolutely.
What do you got going on in the Vecoplan world? You guys going on with your trucks and everything like that?
Yeah, we brought the MT24 to the show for the first time, so
That's right.
came out with a new product line there. Cool thing about all this is with HT and the MT in the last two shows, it all came out of the PT24 and Vecoplan 600 system. So the Vecoplan 600 is the shredder, and the cool thing is the same shredder. So we haven't changed that, and that's nice because everything. There's similar parts and what people are used to and all of that, but what we've improved is basically from the motor to that PTO all the way to getting to the shredder. We've been able to beef up and bulk all of that, and so now we have sacrificed a little bit of closet space. The other major improvement has been the hopper, which came out on the HT24. It's still on the MT24, still fully enclosed, which everybody it's the most secure and safe hopper in the entire industry as far as from a security standpoint, which why we're all in business.
Yeah.
But then also from a safety standpoint as well, having that, there's no way to access that hopper except for, taking the safety belt off, which will disengage the entire shredding system. So that was exciting. Like I said, the larger hopper, we lost a little closet space, but still the largest closet space in the industry. And then yeah, with that MT, we're at the max throughput now, right? We're up to a 10,000 pound throughput truck, and that's a huge thing. What else am I missing there, Austin?
Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
think that's a low number. Honestly, everybody knows there's different types of paper, right? You've got your recurring that you'll find in your type of equipment, right, Will? And then what we would call butterfly wings that can just plow through. So like, now these trucks are probably doing closer to 12,000 pounds or more on recurring type paper, but then 10,000 is an easy number to hit on your large purges. So been a lot of R&D, blood, sweat, and tears, just re-engineering, speed and torque are inversely related. So I found that stuff very interesting, just being on the sales side and really, getting your hands dirty and building these trucks. But so now that we do have a really, I'd say even lineup, kind of good, better, best. You still get all the same features, but it just comes down to speed for you because not everybody, is a throughput guy. But I will say a lot of my job, Steven's job, your job is being so in tune with our customers and keeping our ears to the ground, right? And getting feedback. And like you just said, Will, putting the third wheel on there instead of going with just the casters, right? Totally redesigning everything to make it a more efficient product for guys with the inserts instead of the bag and hooks. Safety is really important and is getting even more important as we start talking about autonomous trucks. No, we're not coming out with a self-driving truck yet, but something that was important was like, we all realize, technicians are not as easy to find as they once were, right? So some of these guys might be a little older or this, that, and the other. So we implemented some safety stairs. It's not just kind of a bar welded onto your DOT bumper. Added some stairs at the rear of the truck and the side of the truck that are like, 3 steps long. These suckers almost come all the way out to the ground for you for ease of entrance, getting in and out of the truck itself. And then some things just to make these techs' lives easier. Some QC connects for air hoses blowing out, keeping the nice clean work surface area because we are in the security industry. You don't want to pull up to a customer and have, paper, shred all over the place, right? So that goes back with our hopper being completely enclosed, keeping all the private information contained, or pill bottles, or, getting into, other types of product. You can do that in these trucks because it can't go flying out of the hopper all over the place. And then just being able to clean it up nice and easy and keep it clean. So those are some of the things that we focused on this year while making, improvements to the performance of the truck as well.
Awesome. Yeah, that's
Yep.
pretty sweet
Yep. I
stuff.
think it was a pretty
What
big
would you
hit.
guys say when your customers are reaching out? What's the, I mean, I'm sure it's across the board, but if like, what's the one of the number one things that they're looking for when they're reaching out with a truck? Is it max load? Is it how quickly can we get it? Is it hopper space? I mean, I'm sure it's a combination of everything, but I mean,
Yeah.
recently, is there kind of one thing that people are asking about or looking for?
I mean, I'll say from the get-go, I think probably one of the most prevalent questions is always lead time, right?
Yeah.
Things ebb and flow. We've seen some crazy acquisitions in the industry, but right now we're back up to, double-digit trucks a month. So
Yeah.
production's ramped back up at all-time high. I feel like we saw a little bit of a dip there in 2025 maybe, but 2026 has been just drinking from a fire hose so far. So lead time's always a big one for me and my customers.
Yeah.
Definitely, payload's kind of up there, but we do pretty well with payload, and then and the technology side of things like PMs.
Gotcha.
We've really worked hard on that. The preventative maintenance, Stevo and I'll let Stevo hit on that some, but this sounds kind of weird to say, but we spent a whole week up at the office shooting content for what we're calling the Vecoplan training portal. So anything
Awesome.
from SOPs to PMs to troubleshooting, like I've got a leaky sink right now. I have no idea how to fix it, but I'm gonna YouTube it, right? So we're putting all this information together on a private YouTube page through the portal that these guys, we can just send them a YouTube link on how to run the truck, operate the truck, troubleshoot it.
Yeah,
So
that's
Yeah, I mean,
awesome.
I think that's probably one of the biggest things, right? That I always hear is, um, what is your equipment? What is it going to take to maintain it and work on it, right? Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's a piece of machine, right? As opposed to you're kind of selling a product that people are putting its containers, putting stuff into it. There's some mechanics
Yeah.
to it, right? But this piece of equipment that we sell is obviously something that, at some point inevitably is going to have something go wrong, whether it's the chassis or the shredder or something. So I think that's a huge thing with the Vecoplan training portal that we push for, customers are asking for, and just, trying to create an opportunity for people that, hey, you're out on the road. You got to, think of me as the end user situation, right? Like, what am I going to do? How's it going to work for me?
Yeah.
And so that's what we do, and we put it out, and I've created it, and it's been super useful so far. So yeah, that's been I think a huge thing for us that we've been able to do, and something that I think the actually Vecoplan Live Link and Vecoplan Training Portal is a very unique and awesome improvement to the industry. Is talking about technology, AI, and all these things, right? Like
Yep.
it's one thing that we've really brought to the industry that it is catching on slowly but surely, but like, hey, there's this piece of technology in the truck that is improving the system. So overall, I think that's a huge piece for us. So and probably something that we need to like put in the innovation award or something, because
Yeah.
we are put in for because I think it's something that is a really cool piece of technology that's really taken a leap for the industry, because you want to be able to know what's going on with your truck at any time. There's an app, there's a desktop, it's all the things. So, and speaking of innovation awards,
yeah,
I saw you guys won an award there at the show, man. Tell us more about you guys'
Yeah.
award. Congratulations,
yeah,
Jake Connor. That's awesome.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Yeah, so we're when we were at the conference, they did the Impact Awards, and we were awarded the Stewardship and Community Impact Award for our Jake Foundation. So yeah, our Jake Foundation, it's our charitable arm of Jake Connor and crew, and it's been operating for 30 years now. Um, Jake Connor Crew, it's a great company to work for. They really do care about people. I love that they have the charitable arm. So the Jake Foundation, they do a number of things. They will donate a lot to the animal causes because obviously with Jake Connor and crew, they are very dog friendly and into animals. So I believe we won an award from the Humane Society last year for like the largest donations or something to the Humane Society.
That's
And then
awesome.
there's a lot of that. We'll look into help out with different areas, hunger, young children, different places that we can donate to and contribute. There's different programs that they put together at Christmas. They go out and purchase, shopping carts full of gifts that they all donate. Ah, we got a new friend. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah.
So
He
yeah, we
wants to
were
say hey
really,
to Jake.
yeah, no kidding. I should have brought him in. Jake is in the office today. What's his name?
This is Otto.
That's awesome. What's going on,
Yeah.
Otto? Too bad. I should try to call her for Jake. But yeah, sorry, just back to the award. We were really excited to be recognized for the Jake Foundation and get the Stewardship Award. I think they did a good job with the Impact Awards this year and made some changes, got more people involved, and I think it was a great outcome. And I mean, I'm not the only one that got an award. You guys got one as well because Mike Campbell won the Corporate
Mm,
Partner of the Year award, correct? So congratulations to yourselves.
yeah, man. That
Yeah,
was a tearjerker.
Yeah, no
not to
kidding,
me,
right?
not to me, but congratulations to him. Yeah, absolutely. The
Absolutely.
speech and everything, and what he's done in this industry, what he's done for me in Austin, can't be understated at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Shout out again to Mike because congratulations on the award. And like you said, you mentioned his speech. It was a heart tugger, a tear tugger. It was got a
Was.
little emotional up there. So he did a
Yeah.
great job, and I thought it was a great time to do it during the luncheon and all of that. So yeah,
Yep.
good stuff. Congrats against to Mike and then yourselves at Vecoplan.
Yeah. Another shout out to Bobby at Zizian, mutual customer, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Big impact
Absolutely.
award to Bobby.
Yeah.
Great guy. I mean, just a wealth of knowledge. Been in this thing for a while too, from the provider side. So I was really excited for Bobby on that one.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Congrats to Bobby
Yeah,
as well. That was
there was some
awesome.
good, yeah, there's some good people just up for a lot of the awards. Like I know Mark Cornfield's a good customer of yours, Austin. He was
Yeah.
up for that
Yeah.
same award.
Yeah.
With Austin, I know Scotty Reese. We're all good friends with him. I think something CSR won for something, and he was nominated for something as well. But yeah, I mean, a lot of great people in this industry that we know, and I think has done a really good job with that. Just the impact awards and things like that. I think highlighting some people that have done good things in the industry, and I think that's really helpful and healthy for everybody to be recognized. So yeah, all things considered, I think it was a great show, great time. Sounds like you guys got some good, great new products. I know we got some great new products out there. And yeah, man, it's just kind of been it's been a good start to the year and cranking and getting after it. And we'll be down in Orlando, and then we got Shred School, and then I don't know, Bangkok. Maybe some
That's
people are
right.
going to go to the
Yeah.
international show. Maybe some people won't come back. I don't know.
That's right. Shred School. You mentioned that they got that in Milwaukee this year, so I'm sure I'll see you guys out there, and that'll be fun.
Yes,
Yeah,
And then
sir.
yeah.
Orlando next year, we'll plan some more golf and some more networking events, and I'm sure it'll be awesome.
Yeah, man, good times. Well, dude, I appreciate you coming on with us. Obviously, good friend, but also, always great to talk shop about the industry and products. And I appreciate you, asking us because it's something, on this show we haven't done a lot of. We've really highlighted everybody else. So thanks for the questions back. And yeah, I think it was a great time to do it, and excited to see where the rest of this year goes. So
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. The feelings are mutual. Was excited for the opportunity to be on here and hang out, and it's always great to catch up with you guys. So yeah, looking forward. Keep the golf outings going because I do enjoy it. So I look forward to seeing you out there as well. And if I'm back in Charlotte soon, I'll make sure to touch base so we can get some rounds in. Otherwise, hopefully we can get you back up here to Canada in the near future.
Let's
yeah, it
do it.
sounds
Let's
great.
do it. Absolute
Awesome.
Sounds great.
honor, Will. Appreciate it, buddy.
Absolutely. Thank you, Austin and Otto. You guys have an
Yeah,
awesome day, and thanks again for everything, gentlemen.
All
awesome.
right. Go Canes.
Bye. Cheers.